It was a peaceful afternoon in the backyard, the sun casting a warm glow on the grass. The baby crawled across the yard, her innocent giggles filling the air as she moved closer to a colorful toy by the bushes. However, what seemed like an idyllic scene was about to take a terrifying turn. A deadly scorpion, its body black and menacing, lay just under the toy, its tail coiled and ready to strike. As the baby reached for the toy, the scorpion's instincts kicked in. It raised its pincers and prepared to sting. But the baby, unaware of the looming danger, continued her crawl. In the distance, Max, a loyal German shepherd, lay in the shade, his ears twitching as he heard the faint sound of the baby's laughter. His eyes darted to the yard, and his instincts immediately told him something was wrong. Max's heart raced. He spotted the scorpion and the baby in its path. Without thinking twice, he sprang to his feet, his body moving with purpose. This was not just a simple rescue. Max had no idea what he was about to face, but he knew he had to protect the baby at all costs. It was a typical day in the family's backyard, with the sun shining brightly over the lush green grass. The baby, a curious and adventurous little girl, was enjoying the freedom of crawling around the yard. Her hands reached for a bright, colorful toy, her giggles echoing softly in the air. She was unaware of the lurking danger nearby, her innocent excitement a stark contrast to the threat just beneath her. Max, the family's loyal German shepherd, was lounging under the porch, his eyes half closed in relaxation. He had always been protective of the baby, but today something felt different. As he dozed lazily, his senses suddenly heightened. He raised his head, his ears perked as he listened intently. There was something in the air, a shift he couldn't ignore. His gaze scanned the yard, and that's when he saw it. The scorpion. It was small but deadly, its dark body blending into the undergrowth. Its pincers were raised, its tail coiled, and it was dangerously close to the baby. Max's heart skipped a beat. His protective instincts kicked in. He could feel the urgency building in his chest. The baby was unaware, her little hand still reaching out for the toy, but Max knew that every second counted. The dog's muscles tensed as he jumped to his feet, his body poised for action. His ears flattened against his head, and his tail stiffened with determination. Without hesitation, Max sprinted toward the baby, moving faster than anyone could have expected. The distance between them closed quickly as he pushed his body to its limits. His paws hit the ground in rapid succession, each step echoing through the yard. Max knew that if he didn't act fast, the baby could be in danger. The scorpion's tail flicked, sensing the movement of its potential prey. It was just moments away from striking when Max reached the baby. Without a second thought, he barreled into her, knocking her backward and out of the path of the dangerous creature. The baby let out a startled cry as Max's body made contact, but the dog's instincts had saved her in that split second. Max stood between the baby and the scorpion, growling low his throat as he kept his eyes locked on the threat. His focus was unbroken, his body tense, and ready to spring into action at any moment. He could feel the adrenaline coursing through his veins as the scorpion, now agitated, turned its pincers toward him. Max's body was positioned perfectly between the baby and the scorpion. His growls grew louder, his stance unwavering, as he kept a sharp eye on the venomous creature. The baby, still startled, was pushed back by Max's intervention, but she was safer now, thanks to the dog's quick thinking. The scorpion, its tail flicking wildly, wasn't backing down. Its pincers clicked as it advanced, determined to strike. Max could feel the tension building as the creature drew closer. The yard, once peaceful, had now become a battleground. Max stood tall, his eyes never leaving the scorpion, knowing that he had to protect the baby at all costs. The family members heard the commotion and rushed outside, their eyes wide with concern as they saw the scene unfolding. They stood frozen for a moment, unsure of what to do. The sight of the brave dog standing in front of the baby, defending her from the deadly creature, left them speechless. Max's instincts told him he had to act quickly. The scorpion was relentless, but Max wasn't about to let it get any closer. With a loud bark, he lunged forward, snapping at the scorpion with his powerful jaws. The venomous creature, startled, tried to lash out with its tail, but Max was too fast. The scorpion struck, but Max evaded it, his agile body twisting out of harm's way. He was relentless, his movements quick and precise. The scorpion attempted to retreat, but Max wasn't done yet. He darted forward again, this time using his teeth to grab the scorpion by its body. With a swift shake of his head, Max threw the scorpion across the yard, where it landed motionless, its threat neutralized. The dog stood tall, panting heavily but victorious. He had protected the baby from a deadly danger, and now, with the scorpion gone, Max could finally allow himself to relax. The baby, now safe, reached her little hands out toward him, her face filled with confusion but also gratitude. Max, still standing between the baby and the scorpion, didn't let his guard down. His eyes scanned the yard, ensuring that the threat was truly gone. The baby, now unharmed but still shaken, began to calm down, her cries subsiding as she saw Max standing beside her. The dog's fur was ruffled and his body was covered in dirt, but his eyes were focused and full of love. The family, now fully aware of the danger their baby had faced, rushed to her side, expressing their relief and gratitude to Max. They knelt beside her, hugging her tightly while Max remained standing nearby, keeping watch. He had done his job. He had saved the child. The baby, no longer frightened, reached out to Max with a tiny hand, brushing against his fur. Max lowered his head, allowing her to touch him. It was a simple gesture, but it spoke volumes. The bond between the dog and the baby had been cemented in that moment. Max had saved her life, and she was already forming a deep connection with him. Max's tail wagged slowly as he stood guard. His job wasn't over. He stayed close, always alert, watching the yard for any other dangers. But for now, the scorpion was gone, and the baby was safe, all thanks to the loyalty and bravery of a dog who would stop at nothing to protect his family. In the days that followed, Max's protective nature didn't falter. He continued to guard the baby with unwavering dedication, his devotion growing stronger every day. Each moment spent with the baby only deepened the bond between them. Max was no longer just a family dog. He had become a hero, a protector, a guardian. The baby, who had initially been terrified by the scorpion's presence, now found comfort in Max's presence. Whenever she crawled around the yard or played, Max was there, his watchful eyes never leaving her. If she stumbled or cried, Max was right by her side, nudging her with his nose or resting beside her to offer comfort. The dog's presence provided a sense of security that no one else could replicate. Max had always been loyal to the family, but now his bond with the baby was something unique. He had saved her life once, but it wasn't just his actions in that moment that mattered. It was his continued protection, his unwavering attention to her safety. The family witnessed the dog's commitment day after day, and they grew even more grateful for his presence in their lives. The family made sure to show their appreciation, showering Max with affection, treats, and praise. They knew that his loyalty was priceless. He wasn't just any dog. He was a hero, and they were blessed to have him. But for Max, there was no need for rewards. His love for the baby was unconditional. He had never asked for anything in return. His sole purpose was to protect and care for her. To him, that was enough. Max continued to watch over her, guarding her through every phase of growth, from crawling to walking and beyond. His dedication was unmatched. As the baby grew older, she began to understand the depth of Max's love. She would often pat his head and call out to him, knowing that he was there for her, just as he always had been. Max's love for the baby was a testament to the deep bond that can form between a dog and a human. It wasn't just about protecting her from immediate dangers. It was about a lifelong commitment to her safety and happiness. Max would be there for her, always. Max's unwavering commitment to the baby had become a part of the family's daily life. Each day, Max would stay close by her side, watching over her as she played in the yard or inside the house. His protective instincts never wavered. Whether it was a sudden noise, a new environment, or a potential threat, Max was always there, his presence a constant reminder of the loyalty and love he carried for the family. As the baby grew older, she began to understand the significance of Max's presence in her life. She knew that when she was with Max, she was safe. She would often reach out for his fur, giggling as he leaned down to nuzzle her gently. Max would wag his tail in response, his eyes soft with affection. The connection between them was purer, built on trust and mutual respect. Max's protective nature wasn't limited to the baby. He had always been loyal to the entire family. But with the baby, there was something unique. He had saved her from a deadly scorpion. But that moment was only the beginning of a lifetime of protection. Every day, Max ensured her safety with quiet vigilance, standing guard, watching over her, and making sure no harm came to her. The family knew that Max's role in their lives was irreplaceable. He had been their protector, their friend, and their hero. They couldn't imagine their lives without him. His love for the baby and for them was unwavering. He was more than just a pet. He was a member of the family. Max's legacy was one of devotion, loyalty, and love. He had saved the baby's life that day, but what he had truly given her was a lifelong promise of safety and companionship. In return, the baby's trust in him grew, and she would never forget the hero who had been there for her when it mattered most. And as the years passed, Max's love never faded. He continued to stand by her side through every adventure, every challenge, and every milestone. The bond they shared was unbreakable, a testament to the power of love and the deep connection between a dog and the child he vowed to protect. Max's love would last forever, and his place in their hearts was sealed for all time.